Hey guys, Janet, friends and film peers, mentors, anybody who's watching this really. I just got off a web seminar with Janet, and it was really hit home about a lot of things. We were given a homework assignment that I'm still kind of working on because I'm going to compile a whole bunch of the homework assignment was underlying fears and some empowering questions to help propel yourself forward. How to, I guess, kind of put those fears in check. So I'm going to compile a whole bunch of them, and I'm putting them in this diary that I'm making, or a journal, if you will. With It's got a bunch of different stuff like motivational speeches and quotes and different different actors, producers, writers, different crews and casts that I want to work with, different goals and aspirations, etc., so that I can just compile it and use that as motivation for me in my career. So I've got 3 different fears that I've got, and some actions and questions, empowering questions that I would ask myself to get, I guess, again, to put that fear in check. And so feel free to comment, you guys' fears and the questions that you guys would have. Maybe I can, use some of those, and feel free to take mine, even if not for the assignment, but to take in your life and in your career, because that's what we're all here for, right? So the first one is going to be, I think it's the most common one, the one that I think we all suffer from, at least to some extent, is feeling not like you're not fit or attractive enough. That underlying fear for me is that you're just not good enough, whether it's not talented enough, not physically attractive enough, not just enough. So that is the fear, is that you're not good enough, or that you're afraid of not being accepted. But my question for that is, by whose standards? Are you happy with yourself, with your growth? It's not so much about in acting, and if you're wanting to do on a bigger scale like I am, then society does have a huge role in everything that you're going to be doing, as far as the way you have to look, the way you have to sound, the way you have to act, just everything to a T. Society has some kind of grip on, some kind of persuasion on. But the only thing that really matters at the end of the day is if you're happy with yourself, is if it's an attraction problem, or if it's a talent problem. If you think that you're talented enough, or you think that you're attractive enough to make it, then that's all that matters. Thoughts Become Things, and that's actually this really cool group online. If you guys just Google Thoughts Become Things, and it's this thing that you sign up for emails, and it emails you guys like once every few days, giving you just different thoughts and different. Really, it puts a lot of things into perspective. Like, I can't even think of examples. You guys just have to sign up for it, and you can unsubscribe if you don't like it. But it's really motivational. It's really positive, and that's what I like to surround myself with. It's a lot of positivity to be able to propel myself forward, not just in my career, but in life. Anyway, that's going way off topic, but it only matters is if you're happy with yourself. If you're happy with yourself, then I think that you have the power to do whatever it is that you want to do, and I'm a very strong believer in that, as cliche and cheesy as that sounds. And so the next one kind of ties into it a little bit, is feeling like you're losing yourself. And it ties in a tad bit more for me, and this is more for my musicianship, because I sing and I dance as well as act. And you can lose yourself as far as, we've seen so many, even if you're not wanting to do it on a big scale, we've seen so many actors, and even musicians who lose yourself in, Hollywood, or even their roles, like Heath Ledger is the perfect example, as overused as that is, him getting too developed into his character, had to be put on antidepressants and put on all kinds of different meds, a lot of meds that shouldn't have been mixed together. Anybody with any kind of general psych knowledge would know that. And he OD'd, and so he lost himself, and he lost his life because of losing himself. You see so many other celebrities like Lindsay Lohan. I'm not even going to start name dropping. I don't want to offend anybody, but just so many people who lose themselves because of trying to fit in, trying to be accepted, doing what they don't have to do. Being, and the key to that is being comfortable with yourself, again, accepting yourself. If you're comfortable with yourself and you don't put yourself in situations where you wouldn't be unneededly uncomfortable, then stuttering. I mean, it's just if you are comfortable with yourself, then you are, then you're not going to put yourself in those situations. And that's what you have to ask yourself: Am I accepting myself? Am I happy with myself? Also, since this one was more for me in my music, being scared that I'm selling out, instead of staying true to who I am as an artist, then the question that I have to ask myself, and maybe if you guys are musicians, feel free to steal it. When you sing, are you feeling what you're saying? Instead of just going up there and focusing on the note and the pitch and the tonality and just like every little technicality, are you singing with your heart, with your emotion? Even if it's, it doesn't have to be a sad song. If it's a happy song, are you feeling what you're saying? It's and that goes with acting as a musician, or being a musician and having to acting inside of musicianship. You have to, you have to act a little bit, because there are going to be days where you have to go out on the stage and you're not happy, but you have to portray a happy person, or vice versa. You have to be a depressed person and you're not depressed. You have to feel it. It has to come from some natural place. As long as you're happy with yourself at the end of the day, that is all that matters. And then last but not least, because I'm getting way too far off track, and this video's been going on for 7 minutes now, and a lot of you are probably getting bored. The next one is that I'm not getting far enough, fast enough, because we all just want to shoot straight to the top. We just want to wake up tomorrow and be in Hollywood movies. I know it's just what we want to do. Some people, for maybe less sincere and genuine reasons than others. For me, the reason I want to be big scale, maybe I should explain that before I go on to this, or else it might not make sense. The reason I want to be big scale is because I'm a performer and I like to entertain, and I'm a people pleaser. So I like to, when watching a movie, I find a good actor is somebody that I can relate to, and that's what I want to do to people. And in plays and on stage and on just local events, you can do that, but the audience is just limited, and it's just the more people that I can please, the more that I would feel good about it, because that's what I'm an entertainer. That's what I love to do. But also, I want to make other people feel good. It's all for the audience. that's what actors are. They're working to please their, customers or the audience. So that's how I tie into it. And the fear of not getting far enough, fast enough, is even if it's for unsincere reasons. I think this will apply to you as well. But if you just take a look back where you started, when you decided that I'm going to become an actor, I'm going to become a singer, I'm going to become a dancer, etc., whether it was yesterday or even today at the web seminar, if it was today that you realized, this is fully fledged what I want to do. For me, it was before that. It's been, for me, since probably high school, college, that I've, hands down was like, I'm going to do whatever it takes to become an actor. And I've strayed from that, but that's initially when I started working on my acting and my singing and my dancing and etc. But if you take a look back when you started taking yourself seriously, and in whatever amount of time that was, again, if it was yesterday, a month, a year, 2 years, however long it was for you, if you were given that same amount of time, would you be just as good as you were, would you be just that much greater, or would you be double that, triple that, quadruple that? Another point that that Janet made. It's something that I've always done, always looked back, and I've done it more in, growing up in plays and both in high school and college. It was a technique to, as far as your character development, looking at, where the character is going to be at this point in the play in their life, at this point in the play in their life, at this point in the play in their life. Or if it's a small amount of time, what they're gonna be in that small amount of time. You can break it up even more. But anyway, so that's what I am doing with my own personal life. As far as my career goes, I'm gonna apply that to if let's say I was probably my freshman year is when I decided. I didn't start actually drama until my sophomore year of high school. So that would have been, let's see, 6 years ago. Right, yeah, almost 6 years ago. So in another 6 years for me, am I going to be everything that I've learned? Am I going to be that much better, or am I going to be double that? It's all whatever you put into it. It's whatever. It's whatever. It's the amount of belief that you have in yourself. Is I guess what I'm trying to say. I again strong believer in whatever you believe yourself to do, then that's what you can do. Very cliche, very cheesy, but that's my personal belief, and it's helped. It really has. It's gotten me a lot farther than I ever thought. Looking back, thinking, where am I going to be at in 6 years? I would not have pictured it to be in Austin, Texas, where I live, working on doing local music gigs, trying writing music. I'm going to start looking into writing for scripts and for TV series. I'm going to look at that aspect and try some comedy out, like stand-up comedy, say how, where I wanted to go with that. Just all kinds of, I want to try every little thing. And this is all, personally what I want to do. However, I would not have ever pictured myself doing everything I'm doing now, or wanting to do everything that I'm wanting to do now 6 years ago. I would never picture myself of doing that. So in another 6 years, imagine how much you can do. And 6 years is quite a bit of time in this age group, in my age group anyway. I know some of you aren't exactly in my age group, but I want to be double that. So however much I've learned, I just need to double that amount. I just need to put myself out that much more. I need to work that much harder. It's wherever you want to be is what you have to put in. But anyway, those were my 3 fears and some empowering questions and / actions that I have. This is 13-minute video now. So gonna call it quits. Again, I'm gonna continue working on that. Feel free to let me know what you guys think as far as your fears and your empowering questions, and feel free to share amongst each other. I think that's what we're here for. A great support group. I think it's an awesome idea, and I'm really looking forward to the rest of this training. And it was nice to officially meet all of you guys. So awesome. Yay.